update on the East London section of my model railway, set in 1980 to 1990, modelling South African railways. This specific section is East London Harbour. It has been rebuilt over the past about 5 to 6 months. Originally the harbour section was right at the back, putting it out of reach of the operators. So it has been rebuilt that the main line, which requires very little assistance from humans, has been laid to go around the back, all the way around the back, and then it joins up with the main line running into Waterkloof station, and the other main line crossing over in the diamond crossing, going around the back. That will eventually climb up to the second level and to power, where the power station and the coal mine will be situated. Back to East London, the grain silo has remained unaltered, but in front of the grain silo, Bruce's engineering has moved to the left a bit, and behind it you can see there is a few squatter shacks, even with their washing on the line, and then let's rather say informal settlements. The main line running around, and in front of the main line is the line coming in from Waterkloof leading into the harbour, and then that turnout gives you either access to the oil and fuel depot with a scratch-built loading dock, and if you do not take that route, the other route will lead you in to the container depot, crossing the road, and the container depot with a Feller container crane from way back when, probably in the 1970s, and it is lighted. If we switch the lights off on the above the board, and we can also switch the crane lights itself off, and then from the container depot we follow the tracks back and come to the original turnout, follow that, coming into the harbour, past the workshop, storage area, crossing the road again, and into what we would call a head shunt, where the trains run into to stop and then reverse back into the dockside, which is this area in front of us now is London, and there you can see the docks with some seagulls that have decided to make their home in East London Harbour, and that is the side of the quay, and the cranes that are operating on East London Harbour quay. They are old Dapol models, also from the previous millennium, probably dating from the 1980s somewhere, but they both look quite well on this layout, and they are doing their job. They are also, of course, lighted with a light in the boom and in the cabin, and also underneath the legs there is a light to illuminate the working area at night. And then next to the cranes we find the lighthouse that has a rotating beacon and not a flashing light as many lighthouses tend to have. Most of the lighthouses that is still in existence along the South African coast down to Port Elizabeth is actually of this type, where the beacon turns around and gives a specific time of light so that the navigation can be done according to 2 short flashes, 1 long flash, etc., etc. So the lighthouse here is just not following these London ones specific timing, but just a novelty, having the beacon turning around and not flashing. And next to the lighthouse, the parking area for the diesel depot workers, train drivers, mechanics, fitters. And then in Waterkloof we find the diesel depot with 331 class diesels and even some 5E electric units, and behind the 5Es a 36 class diesel that has been parked there awaiting a next assignment.